Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Hey, entertainment only. For those that are new, if you hear, oh yes, there's Spot having a snooze in the background, lucky dog. Husband woke up last night, woke up in the wee hours at 4 o'clock this morning. The moon was so bright, he thought it was morning. So he got up and he got dressed and he got blah, 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 making sure the entire household was awake before he realised it was 4 o'clock in the morning and came back to bed. Okay. Anyhow, full moon energy. Just want to, for those that are new to my channel, if you hear my guides, it is just me and the fur babies here today. The gruff voice, the gruff male voice is Meister himself. He is my main guide. His earth name was Angus. He prefers Meister. He is a Scot, and Meister is Gaelic Scot for teacher, but he prefers the translation of master. Yeah, we have an interesting relationship, but love him to bits. If you hear a softly spoken male voice, that's Narin. He is my Australian First Nations guide from the Worimi region. Narin, I have been told I will never know his actual name because it's just, it's about this long. Narin is Worimi for uncle, and it is a term of endearment and respect. So he likes that name for himself. And if you hear the sassy young female popping the chewing gum, that is Sirishin. She's here for the duration of what is happening in the world at the moment. She's here learning from Narin and Meister. Okay, what I want to have a look at, my goodness, a lot happening in the world at the moment. Needless to say, full moon. Yes, Spot's having a snooze in the background. I totally understand that, Spot. My husband woke up this morning at 4 o'clock. The moon was so bright that he got up thinking it was morning. Made sure the entire household was awake before he realised it was 4 a.m. and went back to bed. Okay, that's the energies at the moment. But goodness me, there is a lot happening. So what I want to look at, what caught my attention, and thank you to those beautiful viewers who send me these little news snippets, because I do read them all, I look at them all, don't necessarily answer all of them if you're sending me a lot. We have a chat, but when there's a couple of hundred a day. But some things absolutely catch my attention, and one of them was the cargo ship in the North Sea of the UK region. The cargo ship Sulong, it's a Portuguese flag cargo ship, was carrying alcohol, but also quite a large amount of sodium cyanide. Toxic in its own form, but you get some water on that, and that stuff is absolutely lethal. Plowed, T-boned straight into a US military chartered tanker that was carrying jet fuel and marine diesel. Now, the US chartered tanker, the Stena Immaculate, was anchoring off the Humber estuary, which is sort of near Hull, Grimsby area, further down. The cargo ship with the sodium cyanide, the Sulong, was apparently travelling from Grangemouth, which is near Edinburgh up in Scotland, across to Rotterdam. Now, I did a little Google Mapsy thing to see, hang on, where are these all located? Well, Grimsby's, Grangemouth's up here, Rotterdam's over there, and the Humber estuary is down there. And this was a ship at anchor that was at force T-boned at 10 a.m. So it's not like the crew were asleep. Now, there's not a lot of news coming out about this. One thing that really worries me is it's right near the Seal Sanctuary and Wildlife Centre off the coast, the UK coast there. But this really caught my attention, and when something catches my attention, it's my guides going, have a look at this one. So I want to have a look at what's happening there. Both ships are on fire. um, have been burning for quite a while now. All but one crew member off the Sulong is accounted for. A number of the US military crew or the US crew that were on the Stena Immaculate, which was carrying the jet fuel, etc., and marine diesel were on shore because the ship was at anchor. So let's have a look. I believe. I may be wrong. There's very scant information coming out at the moment, but it's something about this really doesn't sit right. And what I got when I was reading this is I got that if I say the navigation system, the autopilot was taken over remotely, is what I got. Now, whether this comes out or not, I don't know, but let's have a look. Okay, something's fallen out there. Let's keep shuffling, and you want those cards. Okay, I'm just going to have a look. What's going on with these ships? What caused? What do we need to know? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, this one fell out. The Hermit card. Light will be shone on this. There will be an investigation, and there is nefarious means behind it. I'm just going to, the snake in the past. We get this snake in the past so often with what's happening in the world at the moment. Entertainment only, if I didn't say that already. Yeah. Okay. Why am I? Okay, if you hear my guides, let me know because they're saying Starlink, 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 Starlink at me. Um, oh, ugh. And okay, and I am being drawn to the stars behind the mountains here. Okay, Starlink satellites falling out of the sky at a great rate of knots, but let's see where this goes. Okay, here is this King of Cups energy. Yin. I haven't worked out who he is. He was my Biden when I'm talking about US politics. I'm wondering whether he's the incoming Chancellor Merz in Germany, but I feel he's more than Merz. So watch for this figure coming out. It's not my Rute card. Rute is my King of Wands card. There is, I don't know what birth sign Starmer is, Keir Starmer. I'm not feeling it's Keir Starmer either. I don't know who this figure is, but he's going to be bringing forward information. Stable, emotional, dependable, compassionate. So he's bringing forward information in regards to this. Okay, at the foundation. The Nine of Cups. Again, it's an emotion card with the cups, but for me, I know some people say this is wish fulfillment, etc. For me, it's very much be careful what you wish for. So this is very much about secret dealings that will play on emotions that happen behind the drawn down rafters by candlelight, and you've got the rat up there pooping in the cup, and we know who the rat is. Okay, see where this goes. In the past, Page of Pentacles, an opportunity being offered in the past, a small opportunity being offered. Crowning this reading, what do we need to know? International shipping, a plan coming to fruition in regards to international shipping. There is a lot happening this week. Zelensky is not flying to Saudi Arabia. He is sending a delegation. Speaking of which, Senator from Arizona, Mark Kelly, has just completed his third visit to Ukraine. I think he was carrying a bit of information with him. But this is his third visit to Ukraine since the invasion broke out. Unlike a certain Shady Vance who has never been to Ukraine, but he's apparently seen pictures. Yeah, this is a plan coming to fruition that involved international shipping. So, yeah, I'm getting that this was devious here. Okay, the immediate future. Uh, the Ten of Cups, culmination of emotions, an emotional coming together, an emotional unity. So this, I think this is going to backfire on whoever plotted it because this is just going to reinforce the coming together. Okay. Judgment externally. A call to action, a call to arms. There was some sort of inevitable plot behind this that is going to be exposed. Okay. I don't know who was on the so long, the Portuguese carrying ship. I don't feel that they were guilty of anything. This feels remote takeover, but we'll have a further look internally. There may have been some money that changed hands in regards to this. Hopes and fears. The Ace of Cups, a new partnership beginning, an emotional overwhelming, a cleansing. Okay, got the fish here, which also can mean transactional, a transactional partnership. But the eye is open. The eye is open to something, and we've got this moon cycle here culminating in the full moon. Right, the outcome. Three of Cups, circles of support coming together. The Six of Swords, packing up the truth and moving forward, but moving, it's almost, I'm getting the word stealthily forward. So we may not hear the full news in regards to this. And then the Five of Wands. Packing up the truth and moving forward. The Five of Wands, which is about conflict. Can be throwing under the bus, but conflict. Oh my goodness. Okay, thank you. I'm just going to say act of war. Article 5. Now remember, Felon 45 has been coming out in the last couple of days saying that the US may not come to in his usual manner, not come to the assistance of the other NATO members under Article 5 because they haven't been paying their way, his usual BS rhetoric. I do like the fact that it's forced Europe and Canada to step up instead of relying on the US military machine. And you got to remember that the only time Article 5 has ever been invoked under NATO was the rest of NATO coming to the assistance of the US after 9/11. But what have we got here? And a huge announcement being made. Okay. On the foundation, we've got the world, we've got protection, messaging of protection. This is here and now energy. The wheel of fortune, the wheel is turning. The Fool card, new beginning, and the Magician. The manifestation, the creating what is needed. Oh gosh, there is so many layers to what is going on at the moment. It does my head in. Can also be the manipulation of the false resulting in the false victory. Got homeland security, an offer being made, justice, partnerships that lead to a downfall. Okay, right. I want to have another I want to have another look at this because what that's telling me is the sword of truth being revealed. Is this it's me. Now, aides to felon 45 under the cloak of anonymity have come out and said 45 has no intention of resuming aid to Ukraine after the minerals deal was signed. We've been saying since the beginning of the invasion that when it is over, Zelensky will step down. He will step down as a hero, but he will just be, he's done. He will be done. He has given his all and he will be done. And he will take a hero's long deserved break. Okay, let's have a look. Is this a deliberate act of war? Yes. Can't get any clearer than that. Yes. And then you've got Mark Rutte making an announcement. Difficult decision having to be made about defending. And there's the just actions having consequences. Right. Oh. So I'm going to say yes, it was. And yes, it's going to be revealed as such. The act of war from. Well, we know who act of war from. An offer being made in this fading misogynistic partnership, the false knight making noises. Remembering that Portugal is Portugal part of NATO? Portugal's at least part of the EU. The EU. I don't know if it's part of NATO. I suspect it is. Right. Has this got anything? Russia, and then strategy, planning. Action. And the strategy and planning is to bring a collapse of NATO, is what I'm getting. Right. Will this invoke Article 5? Is this a deliberate attempt to, you want that one, to invoke Article 5? Is this a deliberate attempt to invoke Article 5? Is this a deliberate attempt to invoke Article 5? I might turn that one over. I'm just looking at who's on the bottom. I just really don't know how to. I don't know how to express this. My understanding that my guides give me information like a ball of twine, and I've got to try and unravel it. But it is very much about wanting to leave the EU defenceless by stealing out of camp, taking the armaments and stealing out of camp. However, this will be the challenge. The King of Swords, the legalities. So, really feeling that this is an attempt by oh boy, you know who I'm talking about. This is beyond Felon 45, but he's playing, he's the fool out the front, playing to the script that he's been given to try and leave the EU defenceless by stealing stealing away with military protection and hardware. However, will the legality of NATO be enough? The foundation, surrendering a message, but surrendering to this Ace of Wands, a new plan, but the guardrails in place stand firm. Is the energy that they're going to stew in the past. Oh gosh, this misogynistic partnership that is the last gasp of a dying dictatorship. Or multiple dying dictatorships. Did anyone else see that? What was it? Marco Rubio putting out post saying that a transformer at a German dam has exploded, leaving vast areas of Germany in darkness. Well, apparently the journalist that brought the news was called Jermaine Dam, and it was a transformer in Venezuela. This is the incompetency of this regime, and I refuse to call it an administration because it's not. This is last gasp stuff of dying dictatorships. It's treason. It is treason, betrayal, heartbreak, loss, despair. I'm just going to say treason and betrayal. I'm going to say yes. It is an attempt to get Article 5 invoked, and it is an attempt by those cohorts to leave the EU defenceless. Okay, actions will have consequences and there will be justice, swift justice. The world coming together, bringing this to an end. Internally, circles of support for Europe. Hopes and fears, the mercenary, but also stable government. This is not going to work. We've got here the false victory, homeland security or protection, and volatile information coming forward. We keep, all us readers are seeing something, there's like this climax that's coming and we're so close to it. This is part of it. Karma, the wheel turning. 3 cups spilt, acknowledgement of loss and walking away towards something new. But also this is only the second card in this deck that has a full moon in it. The other one is the moon card. All is revealed under the full moon. It's my Harris card, but is it strategy in Harris potentially, and shining a light in the snake in the path. This is, again, Tower card was coming up constantly. Now this card is coming up constantly. This card comes up constantly. Prior to November the 5th, it was my heart event. Felon 45 went missing for about 10 days. My guides were firmly telling me he's had stents put in. And now it is the treason card for me. And if I go to the bottom, there's that King of Pentacles. So this is Twin Tarot. David and Gary had a really good reading about March where this came up as a wealthy public figure going to find some truth told on them, and it's going to be a judgment moment. It's just not going to end well. We've got the Three of Wands, international plan coming to fruition, possibly involving shipping. We've got here the unity, the coming together, Ace of Cups, new beginning. Whomever this is going to find moral, financial, ethical corruption and find themselves in deep doo-doo, as we have here the Hierophant, the ICC, International Court, perhaps, facing three spilt cups, walking away from three spilt cups after this Wheel of Fortune moment. Russia, secrets coming to the fore. Secrets being revealed. Gosh. I'm going to say yes. Yes, it was deliberate. Yes, it is all part of trying to invoke Article 5, and then the US will say, yeah, we're not the US. Felon 45 and his cronies will read from the script that they have been given by certain dictator, and say we're not coming. In fact, we're actually leaving, in an attempt to leave Europe defenseless. Okay, just show me, guys. Show me. And have I got it right? Yes. It will be hugely changing. Guess what the next card is? It's going to bring with it huge change. That's going to I just don't have any words. 2 yes cards aside from that. The one that wants to come out on the top is this. The Four of Cups. 3 cups here are standing. There's a 4th on offer. Don't really want to take it because it's not necessarily in the best interest. So this is, again, what's coming out. But it is going to reveal a judgment moment, a real awakening moment. Okay. I shall watch this story with interest. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Goodness me. Okay. Please stay safe. Look after yourself. Care. Love to you all. Catch you shortly.